Hello and welcome to another episode of Mortgage Video Mastermind, where we bring you professionals who share insight into the latest trends, tips, industry, technology, and services to help you create more videos to use in your mortgage business. Well, hey there. Happy Friday, everyone. Can you hear me?
That's your line. That's your cue, Scott. That was your cue, man.
Oh, that was my cue? Happy Friday. I'm here.
Happy Friday.
Yes.
Do we need Friday music? It's like, I don't know. Let's have some Friday music, right? I don't think so.
We had a nice little Friday tune on the countdown.
Yeah, we had that. So happy Friday, everyone. This is Ginger Bell. I'm here with Scott Schang, Carl White. And it's a Friday. I don't know how you guys are doing. It's going to be hot in Portland, Oregon. I think somebody moved Portland to Arizona while we weren't looking, because it's been over 90 every day. We've gotten to 116, and I think we're on our way up to another long spell of like 100, 106, 105. So pretty crazy. And today we're here to talk about Mortflix, and unfortunately we're having he's having some difficulty getting on, so we're going to go ahead and talk about really what kind of different services that you should be putting your content onto. And Scott, we talked a little bit about this yesterday. We had a panel. And we had Kyle Seagrave.
Which was live streamed on Mortflix. Gotta drop those views.
Exactly. Oh, I see him back. We'll see if we get him back here. And we talked about really the different channels, focusing mostly on YouTube for hosting the videos, but then also some other channels for social media. And we had Kelly Zittler. And so, the success that they had, that they were able to use, was very interesting to listen to them as far as their journey in doing video. And I think, everyone has their own journey into it, and some out of it, and then some back into it. And so understanding that and listening to that was really cool, being able to do that. And that's really what a story is about, right? Is part of it is the journey.
Well, what I always get out of that is yes, there's YouTube. I'm starting to build my YouTube channel. But then it was blogging, but all of it is telling stories and communicating with consumers directly. And Carl, you've been preaching this for a long, long time. You're very belly to belly, handshake, face to face, but you also really, really embrace the consumer direct and the digital model, and encourage people to do that. But when you distill it down, this video is just a medium and a tool. Where people are being successful is where they're being genuine and they're being authentic, and they're putting themselves in a position where consumers can find that and engage with that. And like I always say, bridge that trust gap between a Google search and actually connecting with an expert. And that's what video does better than anything. I think I still love copy. I still love text and blogging. But I think society is more adapting more towards video. They want to consume video. And I think it's just a much more personal experience.
And Scott, I like the way you said that, is, that we like copy. And for somebody that's brand new to marketing, right, which we all were at some point, when we talk about copy or writing copy, that's like, what are the words that you use in your advertising or in your message? And for me, my videos are nothing but like a video sales letter in essence. We always want to put a lot of content into it, but like my basic, like I use two basic formulas when I do all my videos. And the first one I do is, here's who I am, here's who I help, and here's how I help them. So that's one basic framework I use. And the other one that I use very successfully is, It's not your fault. It's going to be okay. Here, let me help you. It's not your fault. It's going to be okay. Here, let me help you. And I know that might sound kind of simplistic, but honest to gosh, every time I sit down and script out a video, it's following one of those two platforms. Now, sometimes, Jen, we might be talking for 15 minutes,
Right.
on this video, but that's still the primary, like with this gentleman that's talking about a platform, that would be the classical, here's what I got, here's how it benefits you, here's what I want you to do next. Your book, I'm a huge fan of your book. Here's what I got. I've got a fantastic book that teaches you everything exactly what to say. Here's how it benefits you. You know how you've been wanting to do videos, you're not sure what to say, and you've been holding off doing it, waiting what to say. This totally crushes that problem. What I want you to do next, go to my website and get it so that you can start doing these videos and no longer worry about, gee, what do I say? Classic. Here's what I got. Here's that benefits you. Here's what I want you to do next. And to me, that like message out trumps, for me, everything else. It out trumps equipment. It out trumps, where it's at, like the whole 9 yards. Hey, I want to ask you something about YouTube. So you guys.
Here, I'm going to hold you while you're doing that, because we actually have Marvin in, and he would be good to ask this because, he started this whole streaming service, Mortflix. And so I want him to hear what you're going to ask. So let me bring him in and I'll introduce him and then hold on to that question. Marvin, are you there? There he is.
Finally, I'm sorry. I was trying to pull the string to my studio, but from the board to the studio they're not talking to each other right now. So
yeah. Gotta love technology. So let me do a proper introduction. I want to introduce our group to Marvin Cohn, who is the founder and CEO of Mortflix. And I'm going to let you talk about Mortflix and how you came up with the idea. And then we were just leading in. Carl had a great question. He was just teeing up talking about YouTube. And I said, let me pull Marvin in because he is the person to really help us understand the whole YouTube and streaming and this phenomenon that's happening. So first, let us know, what is Mortflix and why should we pay attention to it?
Gotcha. Mortflix, the simplest way to explain it is the exclusive streaming service or network for the housing industry in the U.S. The idea was building, I started as a realtor in 1997, went to do mortgages in 2002, and at the same time, I started doing local radio, local AM radio, and that's how I spread my business, how I develop my business. And all through the years doing radio constantly through year after year, I noticed in the past 4 to 5 years, I saw radio declining a little bit. So for that moment, I stopped doing radio. And back in 1997, I started doing a little bit more of the social media because I saw social media, growing by the number and little by little developing into more of a big audience with Facebook and everything after that point. So 2 years ago in 2019, I decided to build a live streaming studio here in my office, in my mortgage office. And I spend time, I spend money building it. We're still working on it. 2 years. Obviously COVID delayed a little bit of our plans and where we wanted to be, but little by little we're developing it. So at the end of 2019, we started in summer 2019. At the end November 2019, I remember like now, I was thinking, well, I'm building this live streaming studio. I got the equipment from Europe because at that point they didn't have the equipment that I wanted here in the United States. Now they do. But on 2019, we wanted visual radio where the cameras will follow the audio, the microphone for that person. It will follow it. And we got a couple of PTC cameras. We got a nice setup, nice system. And at the end of 2019, I was thinking, wow, I'm going to build this nice studio and just to send it to maybe a little bit of YouTube, send it to YouTube, which is nice, it's cool. and send it to Facebook. It'll get a couple of views and whatnot. And at that point, I decided, why not search for a streaming service or a CDN that would allow me to have all these apps, the Roku's, the Apple TVs, Fire TV, all the audio podcasts, applications. And I started searching and searching, and I found the right CDN, the right content delivery network that would allow me to upload a video and with one click, one push of the button, send it to all these applications at the same time. And that's pretty much what we did at the end of 2019. 2020, we were finishing the first version, if you can call it, of the live streaming studio. And at that point, everything stopped. So we got to hold it. Everybody went home. So that was our situation with COVID at the beginning of 2019.
Right.
And little by little, it's been developing. December 2020, me and a couple of more people, Jason Frazier, Laura Brandeo, Mitch Pick, Brian Bukes from FinLocker, we decided to create a board so that way we can centralize more and develop it and move it forward more and more and more. And that's what we've been doing for the past 7-8 months. And right now it's getting a lot of views per month. We're probably going to be hitting 150, 200 pieces of content probably by this month. And a lot of people are interested. A lot of views, like I said, every month. We're averaging between 4,000 and 5,000 unique viewers in all the applications. So it's growing little by little. Obviously, Ginger is a proud content provider for us. So little by little, we're developing. Right now, we don't charge for any subscription. Everything is free. The only thing that we require is an email, so that way we can keep you up to date on what's going on with Morflix. On a couple of, every couple of weeks we send an email, and we're getting a lot of subscribers. I average probably anywhere from 5 to 10 subscribers a day, because I see the emails when they log in.
That's always exciting when that happens.
Yeah.
And we thank you, because we actually have the Mortgage Video Mastermind. Marvin invited us to have that on there, so we appreciate that opportunity as well. So, and that brings us to a whole nother thought. And Carl, to your question, as far as YouTube, because YouTube, Netflix, is a streaming service. YouTube, anyone can upload it. Netflix, however, subscription, right? And then they create and Netflix, and I love the story of Netflix, because they went to Blockbuster. I live in Oregon. We have the last Blockbuster in Bend, Oregon.
I saw a documentary, I think, on Netflix.
Yes. So on that documentary, and it talked about how Netflix was having a problem getting access to the rights for the DVDs. And so in order to, because you could rent them and mail them before streaming started. So they went to Blockbuster with the idea of saying, hey, I've got my chocolate, you've got your peanut butter, let's put together. And Blockbuster laughed at them, turned away the offer. And it was like $10 million, chump change really for where they are at today with Netflix. And so Netflix went on their own direction and started producing their own shows, and really, I think, helped to make them who they are today. Blockbuster, of course, out of business. And so paying attention to those trends. And I love the fact that, Marvin, you've done that, not only done that, paid attention, but gone out and researched and found it and put it together. And so, at the beginning of things like this, and you get into, it's like, okay, a Netflix for mortgage, what does that look like? And what does it mean? And do we really need that? So with that, Carl, I'm going to kick it back to you for your YouTube question, because I think it's interesting to just to have that conversation between YouTube and Mortflix and other, Roku and all these other services you're talking about. So,
and I want to make sure I understand this. So, Marvin, have you ever heard of a company called StomperNet? Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay. So, is this a thing? Is your platform like it's its own video platform, or is it a platform where I upload my video to your platform and then it distributes it to all the others?
No, this is more by invitation only. pretty much where we pick or we select or we allow certain content providers to we try to curate it as much as possible.
Got it.
With
So
good people
so like the Netflix. So the Netflix, you pick good content. I love this idea. 'Cause here's my question about YouTube. So just 2
and
weeks.
I have something regarding YouTube, but go ahead.
Okay. So just 2 weeks ago, I did a video. I sent out. We did a video. I posted it on YouTube, and then I blasted out to my email list, which is like, I don't know. I think it's 183,000 loan officers on my email list that have opted in over the years. And so I sent it out to like almost 200,000 loan officers this link to go watch this video, which had been put on YouTube. And it was the video was on how we're using Facebook ads for real estate agents, right? How we upload a list of real estate agents and then we run YouTube, we run Facebook ads to real estate agents, and we're having great success with it. Well, when you click the button and watch the video, before my video started on YouTube, an ad popped up, and the ad said, "Don't ever use Facebook ads ever again. Do this instead." And so that happened for like 13 seconds, and then my video started. And so it was like, okay, well that couldn't have been a better placement of his ad and a worse representation for mine.
It's a good algorithm.
Yeah,
It's like,
which we talked about before about not wanting to put stuff on YouTube for exactly that reason.
well, see, I've been using. So y'all taught me a neat little trick. I think Scott, I can't remember, Ginger, it was you or Scott taught me this little trick to keep the ads from coming up at the end or the next video coming up, which might not be something I want people to see. To put a dead space of like 15 seconds where it's just music playing in my logo. But at the beginning of the ad, it didn't work out.
What I see people doing on YouTube is we'll continue right after this message, and they pause, and then I guess the algorithm will notice that there's a pause, so they can place the ad, and that way it'll continue with the video later. But that's exactly. That's the point that I created Morphlex.
Love it.
And a few weeks ago, at the beginning of June, I was in an event in Tampa, and we had a live streaming booth. We have a setup where we can do live streaming on booth. And I did have Christopher Griffin from Better BA on my booth. And he asked me, what was your goal for Morphlex? And I told him, I want to be the YouTube killer. And he asked me, well, people have some crazy ideas, you can go ahead and try.
Well, I'll make you a deal, Marvin. I'll hold them down while you beat them up. So I'm.
so I told him, listen, the reason that I created Morphlex is so the housing industry will have one place. Nowhere you're gonna have a million video apps or apps for different things. Like you just said, you just give the best example. So you can get that link, put it in your email, and I'm pretty sure you're not gonna get an ad. Your video is gonna be highly captive to that audience. You're gonna have the algorithm sending you to see, camping here, dogs, cats, or anything else, or whatever they do with YouTube. So that's the reason, because we have the infrastructure, we have the network, we have all the apps. We're pretty close to the closest streaming service, because we have a bunch of apps. Our main one is Roku. Well, we are in Apple TV, Amazon Fire, so we're on those, and we're planning to work on a few more, hopefully in the next year or so. But that's the main reason. So that way people will go into a centralized point on wherever they want to see it, on their mobile app, Android, iPhone, whatever they want to see it. And they're not going to get bombarded, or they're not going to get an algorithm sending, if you post that video, like you just said, the video is going against whatever you're trying to do. So Morphlix is never gonna go against whatever you're trying to do, Carl.
So that's what I was going to ask, Marvin, because it sounded like that's what you were doing. So this is available on your smart TV. So you can go to Apple TV, you can go to your Roku, you can go to your app store, and you can find Mortflix, and then it shows up as an app. And if I just want to sit down and watch, FinTech Fridays with Brian View, I can go there and click it without any interruptions, without high def, without any commercials or anything like that.
Correct.
Yeah, that's really cool.
We're planning to do because we gotta maintain the network somehow. We're planning to do advertising, but that advertising is gonna be related to housing industry.
Right.
Not of something else going against you, not something else going whatever they do with YouTube. So it'll be advertise driven, advertise supported, but highly curated advertisers, so we can support the network.
And it's a FUBU model, for us by us, right? It's for the industry by the industry.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. That's it.
Nice.
Wait, how do you say it again? FUBU what?
I know, that's a new one.
FUBU.
Wait.
It was an old clothing brand.
Yeah.
For us by us.
I think he has his own streaming network. I think something like that. But yeah, it'll be created by industry people. Obviously, my board reflects that, and that's what we're gonna do. We want to be the central point for the housing industry, not only in the U.S. because I already have inquiries from real estate people in Turkey, real estate people in Brazil, and somebody approached me from France. So this is a global thing.
But
sounds to me like you need
from Canada, right?
And Canada. Oh yeah, that's our 51 states. So.
I'd like to make a suggestion that we need a mortgage marketing animals channel on.
I agree. We definitely need a mortgage marketing animals channel.
Well, you guys, Carl, you and you guys are more than welcome, and it's pretty easy to send content. And the cool thing about it is, when you send that email, it'll go to your channel. It's not gonna go to any other crazy.
Nobody will tell you
don't. Problem, Carl. I mean,
that would solve my problem. That was just like, I bet you. I can't remember who the dude was that did the ad. My suspicion is that was probably his single best day ever. Because I just drove a ton. I drove a ton of traffic to his ad, and I thought. So I got with the team. I said, you know what's not going to happen next time? That.
But I mean, that's leveraging. So to your point, a FUBU, which I think we need T-shirts like that now, Scott. We'll call it FUBU Friday for us by us.
We might have copyright problems, but sure, we'll have to modify it.
Yeah, whatever. But so here's the thing, and that's the power of working together, and why we started this Mortgage Video Mastermind group is to be able to leverage what everybody's doing. So Carl's putting content out there, Marvin, and he has a database of how many?
Carl? Like a little over 180,000 loan officers.
Yeah. So putting your content, first of all, it's going to get rid of the ads that you're having problems with. Second of all, it's focused specifically at the industry. And then third, Marvin, it's going to get more eyeballs on Mortflix, which will also help to be able to grow that. So that's the part of us leveraging together to be able to do that. And I can tell you, it's super simple to upload. You just get a link. And we're used to having to format everything ourselves. So my assistant was like, where do I go to format? And I was like, oh, I don't know. They give you a link. And then we sent it and they're like, no. We're going to take care of it. We'll put it all in there. And it was like, oh, I love this. This is awesome because I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, we use the best digital asset management company in the planet, which is Friend.io. They are cutting edge. We are planning to do original programming or original productions on Mortflix, just like Netflix. Exactly, just like Netflix, where we're planning to do a bunch of shows, bunch of movies. We have one that is really cool. We're planning to do Rocks, which is it's like a show cops, but with realtors riding on a unit. A little bit scripted with a single camera, one boom, and we're planning to do that and do different situations, different. So we're planning to shoot the pilot pretty soon. Uh, just like cops.
So what I'm hearing you say with this thing kind of like being cops, what I'm hearing you say is it'll be okay to taser the shoppers. Marvin said this is okay.
You know what? You never know. They might go to a closing. Somebody might start fighting. I don't know. We'll leave it to the production people. So we're planning to do that next Friday. I'm gonna be reviewing live online. I'm gonna be reviewing here on the studio. I'm gonna be reviewing the Big Short, the movie about the collapse, the industry. So
Nice.
I'm gonna be reviewing that one on Morphic Plus. Anybody's able to do chat, so we're gonna have that broadcasting through Morphic Plus via chat, and streaming live on all the apps. So we have a lot of plans coming here. COVID. I know COVID did delay us a little bit, but little by little, everything is moving forward, and those are plans regarding the streaming service. I have analytics. I could go very very granular to. I mean, for the last 7 days, what was the show most viewed show, 30 days and so on. So I see the numbers pretty much every day, and my board asks me for the numbers pretty much every day. So I'm very excited for the streaming service or the streaming network.
Very good. Well,
You
and
know-
I can tell you, Carl, you need to connect with Marvin. Marvin has a huge studio he's building. And where are you at in Florida, Marvin?
I'm in Orlando.
Oh, cool. I'm right over here I'm in like the Clearwater Beach area.
Oh, you're close by. Tomorrow
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in Clearwater. Maybe I might
Oh,
see you tomorrow.
I'm going to be tomorrow's Saturday. I'll be in Clearwater also. So, I have to tell you,
I'm gonna stay over the weekend in Clearwater. We have some family friends and whatnot, so I'm probably gonna
Nice.
hit the beach. So yeah,
Nice.
we might be able to do a little bit of coffee. Let me know.
my,
Yeah, get
but,
together.
Even my cell phone or my email, so that way we can get in contact.
Ginger and Scott, I always feel so inadequate when I talk with you guys. You find the coolest people ever to hang out with, and it's just like I never get to sit at the cool people table. It's
are
like
you kidding? You're the head
I'm
of
like the
cool
nerd group
people
that sits in the
table.
back. Here, Carl, we got a table back for
Right.
you here. So
Yeah,
I love
You're
you
the
guys.
head of you are the head of the cool table. Absolutely. So and
I like this
connecting
platform.
people,
That's a great idea.
That's what we're all about. And I want to talk about, we have a content creators lab that's coming up. We're going to do it in Denver. And I think we need to plan, Marvin, that we can do our next one, which would probably be like the first quarter of 2022. And we can do it in Orlando at your studio.
Oh well, let me know. More than
Yeah.
welcome.
Definitely. And you know what? I want to have you back on again because you and I have talked about your platform. I love your platform. I'm honored that you've invited us to be onto your platform. And I have a question. So let's say, for example, that I am a loan originator who wants to produce enough content for consumers, real estate agents. Maybe I'm focusing on one particular area like VA or reverse or renovation. And I want to start my own channel because, Scott, to your point, you said, so I can watch this on TV. So you want to do this. So if I wanted to say, hey, Marvin, I want my own channel and I want to be able to have my business partners and consumers and everything all together to where I send them to my own channel. Can I do that?
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
That's powerful. I mean, think about that, right?
Well, and there's an engagement mechanism too, right? There's a chat. There's something where you can actually engage with the content producer, and that's you can't do that when you're watching regular movies. Is there?
Yeah,
Marvin, is there?
Ginger, go to the Morphix Plus. Mitch has his show right now live. There you go. That's the Morphix Plus app. That's a different app. That's our 17th app. That's a different app than the other ones from the CDN. This one is separate, and this one we usually do it for live events. in this case, Mitch, which is one of my board members, he's broadcasting his event through Morphix Plus, and this one is a paid event that he did. I can do paid events here, or I can do free events. On Friday, next Friday, my review for The Big Short is gonna be through here. All the apps, but the interactive one is this one, because if you see in the corner, it has a chat room. It has a sponsor, so I can place a sponsor. Those are all his sponsors for this event. This is a 2-day event that he did yesterday and today.
Yeah, Carl, this is screaming your 3-day right here.
Yeah.
Live. This is your live 3-day live streaming it on something like this.
I mean, it's perfect.
And the thing about this one, he gated this through with a password. So I guess he got the subscribers or the people that pay him, and he sends the link and the password, and people go here. So it could be used that way, or I can. And next Friday I'm gonna be open, and everybody will be able to see it on Roku or here through live.morphix.com, and they'll be able to chat, and I'll be looking at the chat and talking and reviewing the movie as the movie progresses.
Very cool concept. Look forward to seeing this thing evolve.
Yeah. So
hopefully
Marvin,
we can help it.
We want to invite you. So we are putting together Content Creators Lab, and some of what we have found in going through every Friday when we're doing these and discussions that we're having is people would do more video. They just don't necessarily know what to do video about. And so we decided, let's solve that problem. And so we want to start what we're calling a content revolution. And so, and it's not what we're putting together. It's a 2-day workshop, and it's going to be October 1st through the 3rd. So starting on Friday.
Limited to 40 people. So it's very intimate.
And we're going to get into really just everything as far as going through what types of videos, delivery channels, but really the content development, and not just talking about it, but doing it. And that's why we're limiting it to 40 people, because we're going to create content. We're going to write out content. We're bringing in videographers, and we're going to be videotaping, and we're spending the whole time together. And so all meals are included. Friday night, we're going to a really cool place. It's hosted, Homebot's hosting us.
Homebot headquarters, yes.
Yeah, it's at Homebot headquarters in Denver, Colorado. So we're going to be there, 40 people, going to dinner. Friday night, we're going to have burgers and brew and hang out. Saturday night, we're going to go to Lucky Strike. We're going to do bowling and have pizza. And so it's starting that community of people being able to collaborate and create more content and come up with new ideas. So if you're listening to this and you want to reserve a spot, we're taking reservations right now. So you can go to contentcreatorslab.net and register, or we'll post it in a variety of places as well. I also have it on my site, which is edumarketing.com. And so, Marvin, we'd love to have you join us, because, we need to look at these other options besides, the YouTube, and running into the problems like what you're having, Carl.
People can think of Morphix as a showcase or distribution network, because we going from whenever you put the video, it goes to all these apps. So pretty much we are a distribution network. That's pretty much where our board has determined, and that's where we want to go, where we get all this great content and distribute it down the social media and streaming networks. That's pretty much. Not only we go to all the apps, we go to Facebook through the Morphix page. We go to YouTube we also go to YouTube. He's my rival right now, but we'll see.
And it's also a community for content creators as well. So you're going to be able to find other content creators and connect with them, so that everybody's content. So rising tide theory, Right,
Correct.
everybody works together. Rising tide lifts all boats, and then everybody starts creating better content.
And
Yep.
that's where we've been accomplishing, like with Ginger and other great content providers. They're distributing this through their networks, and I get inquiries pretty much every week about how I can help, how I can get content in, what can I do with regards to advertising. So we little by little, I know it'll take a while, but little by little is going great places.
Yep. Yeah, and totally appreciate it. You've got so Carl, the mortgage video planner. Actually, each week I have made a video that goes along with the planner that tells people how to create the content. And so Marvin has that on Mortflix. And so every week we just go along to add a new one. So you can just start with that. We've got all the way, starting with week 1. So if you're just getting the planner, you can go here and you can watch the video, which walks you through what the topic is, how to kind of frame it up, some ideas as far as coming up with each of those 3 points. So we do that every week.
Great
and
stuff.
then add those in there.
Great stuff. Marvin, you're a really sharp guy, man. I really like what you're doing here. And Ginger, I'm looking forward to sharing all this stuff with LOs I follow. Good stuff. And looking forward to seeing you guys in Denver. I think that's an absolute great idea. The great thing about going to events, I've always thought this, the great thing about going to events is like, if I buy a course, which I've done and it's worked for me well, but when I buy a course, it's like, hell, it seems like half the time I never even go watch it, even though I want to, I just don't get around to it for whatever reason. But when I go to an event, it's guaranteed implementation because I'm sitting there and it's guaranteed I'll get it done. You'll learn more. I know when I go to these things, I learn more in that 2 days than I'd learn 6 months otherwise because, things happen. I get busy. Somebody walks in my office, my phone rings, my email goes off, a YouTube ad comes on in front of mine and I work on for the next 6 hours on how not to happen again. And so good stuff, guys. Marvin, pleasure meeting you, my brother.
Same here, Carl. Let's see if we can meet this weekend. We'll see.
Awesome. Marvin, thank you so much. Scott and Carl, thank you. You guys have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.